Hi, I'm Dr. Morse from the Orthopaedic Institute. Today we're going to talk about strength and conditioning for throwing athletes, predominantly pitchers. One of the common mistakes of pitchers is that all they want to do is build the strength up of the arm, assuming that the pitching motion is an arm motion or the throwing motion is an arm motion. In reality, if I stood here like this, picked up a baseball and tried to do that, and the only thing I use is my arm, I would, one, have no power, and two, if I did it repeatedly, I'd probably end up with an arm injury in a very short period of time. So if somebody were to demonstrate the throwing motion to you, there's a stance phase, whether you're in the windup or you're in the stretch. There's a balance phase. There's a cocking phase, there's an exploding through to the release phase up here, and then there's the follow through phase of throwing. These are all the phases of throwing, and these are what we want to focus on. So some of the things that are really going to help your strength and help your power when you're throwing, as well as protect your arm from injury, are the following. Remembering that the throw starts in the toes and ends in the fingertips. It's a whole body motion and a whole body activity, and you need to strengthen and condition each one of those areas. So starting with the toes, the number one thing you're going to start working on is balance. So standing on one leg on a surface like the ground that's flat to start off with, and you would stand on one leg until you can comfortably do this for 30 seconds without having to put your foot down. Next thing you'll do is you'll take a piece of foam or a pillow, and you'll set the pillow on the ground. I'll show you this. You would set a pillow on the ground, and then you would stand on the pillow, and then you would actually stand in the middle of the pillow and balance on the pillow. After that, you would start doing one-legged squats. So you would stand up, bend your knee, and then start going down and doing one-legged squats. Now this not only builds the quad up, but it builds up your balance. So imagine if you're taking the ball and you're trying to throw, your balance is going to be critical in your accuracy. So if I pick up my foot and I'm balancing like this, as I try to throw the ball, who knows where it's going to go? You're going to have very poor ball control. So one of the main ways to improve your ball control and your accuracy of getting strikes, or your accuracy of getting the ball to another field position player on the field, is to be able to stand with one leg up and have good enough balance that when you step to throw, you're actually nice and smooth, the ball release is coming exactly where you want it, and you're less likely to have problems. So in addition to one-legged balance and one-legged squats, you're going to want to do some calf raise exercises. You can do these either on a step, which works better, so like on the edge of a 6-inch step, where you put the ball of your foot on the step and you stretch your calf down all the way up this way, and then you can do a calf raise all the way up, hold it for 5 seconds and come back down. Building that calf muscle will help you in the explosive push-off as you drive that leg forward toward the plate. So once we have the balance and once we have the calf strengthening, we're going to start working on quad strengthening and lateral explosion. Again, I keep demonstrating the step and push off to the side. You can get a bolster, you can get a pillow, you can get a log, you can get a fence, anything that's on the ground, and you can start right here. And what I want you to do is you're going to push off and jump to the other side, push off and jump to the other side, and you're going to do these drills, and you'll do 20 of these to each side. And what that allows you to do is build not only your quad, but the lateral hip muscles that are going to push off and help you drive. You can start small and take small steps to either side of the bolster, with or without a bump in the middle, and then you can eventually work and make larger and larger steps, because as you throw and pitch, you're going to drive, you're going to have about a 3 to 4 foot step distance in there, so you want to at least start off with at least 1 to 2 feet and slowly build that up as your strength and balance improve. Now we've worked on the strength of the calves, we've worked on your balance, we've worked on your lateral thighs and your quads. You can work on quads and hips more by doing squats. And as you build up the squats, you'll notice that you're using your hips and your glutes as well as your quads, and then you're going to complement that with your lateral muscles from the push-off, and that'll be your lower body workouts. Now we're going to get to core. Anytime you're stepping and swinging a baseball bat, you need this rotational strength. So you need to pull that body around, and this resistance of a medicine ball, this is about a 10-pound medicine ball, and you're going to use that as your strength. Now, two ways to do this. One is to have a person stand directly behind you, back to back. He'll hand you the ball over here. You'll swing around and hand it to him over here. He'll grab a hold of it, swing it around, and then you'll grab it here and rotate all the way around. And you're continuing rotating your core to strengthen the core muscles. You can do that in the same thing the other direction. Remember, as I've showed you all of the exercises on my plant leg, what you also want to remember is that you want to keep your muscles balanced, so you want to focus on doing both. So you're going to also, for the left-handers, you're going to keep your muscles balanced by rotating back the other direction and then doing the same exercises in both directions for symmetry. Now we've done our core exercises, we can start doing pillars and planks, which will work on your core even more. So you're going to find a table or a chair, get in push-up position but on your elbows, and you're going to hold push-up position on your elbows, and then you're going to put an arm out and hold your legs flat this way on your side. I can demonstrate these on the floor. So your forward plank would be here. So you're going to put yourself in a plank position, hold that for 30 seconds to a minute. Then you're going to rotate to your side plank position. This way, rotate to your opposite side plank, and then you're going to rotate to a rear plank position, either on your arms straight this way or on your elbows. And you can do each side for 30 seconds. This will help work your abs, your back, and your lat cores to help strengthen your whole core all the way around. Now, after you've completed that whole workout, we're ready to start actually working on our shoulder strengthening. Push-ups, pull-ups, all body weight strengthening stuff. Fly exercises on a machine where you're pulling your arms together. Band exercises where you're pulling your arms apart. These are all upper body strengthening stuff. Most of the strengthening you'll get for throwing should come from throwing. You're going to be practicing, if you're a ball player, throwing a lot, so extra strength training, especially during season, we want to stay away from. But now we're talking about the follow-through portion of the day, so of the throw. So as I plant, I step, I throw, my arm comes right here, I release. It took me, if you watch a normal throw, it takes about 3 to 4 seconds from the time I start my wind-up until ball release. It takes about 1/4 of a second from ball release until stop a forward motion. So if my fingertips are going from 0 to 80 or 90 miles an hour to release the ball in 4 seconds, and then they've got to go from 80 miles an hour to 0 in 1/4 of a second, then the muscles that stop the body are much more important to strengthen and condition than the muscles that create that movement. So as you watch pitching motion, there'll be a wind-up as 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, and I release. And then the follow-through is just a quick step here. So keeping my arm from following the baseball to home plate is the band exercises. Getting a therapeutic rubber band like this, strapping it onto a table like this or the chain link fence at the ballpark, and doing external rotation exercises like this will help to strengthen your rotator cuff muscles, which are the small muscles underneath the deltoid that attach to the shoulder that help protect the shoulder. So if you're doing these exercises like this against the fence, you can also put them down lower on the fence and go up and out this way. A larger, longer band will give you more motion to kind of help build it up. But these are the muscles that are going to protect your shoulder from getting pinched and irritated after you throw. Doing wrist curl exercises, taking small weights and either a medicine ball or a dumbbell, and doing wrist curl exercises like this. Remember that if you're holding the ball on your fingertips, you can add about 10 miles an hour just by the release and follow through with the wrist. So imagine if you're just standing here and the only thing you're doing is holding a baseball on the tips of your fingers, and without moving your arm, just throw the ball as hard as you can get 10 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour of throwing speed just with your wrist, just taking the baseball like this and throwing it, you can get a significant increase in your strength. So doing wrist curl exercises and practicing just using your wrist to throw the ball will help strengthen those muscles as well and add on to your throwing velocity. So now that you've done all of those exercises, what have we accomplished? We've gotten more explosivity, we've got better balance, we've got better push-off, we've got better rotational torque and more strength bringing your whole body around. We've got better core and better leg strength, which helps with the balance. So we've got better accuracy when we're getting there, and we've got protective muscles for the follow through so that we don't throw our shoulder out from the injury. This is the best overall training program that I can come up with for throwers. If you have any questions, please email us at the Orthopaedic Institute or stop by and visit us. But otherwise, I am Dr. Adam Morse from the Sports Medicine Department. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you out on the field.